Okay, welcome back, everyone. We're going to be talking about Spider Man again. Okay, sorry about that. I had to fix the screen. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. We're going to be talking about Spider Man again. Sorry about the intro. I just had to fix the screen. We're talking about Spider Man again. Sorry, I haven't really been talking about Spider Man that much. I want to talk about Spider Man a lot, but there's like so many other things that we need to get through with a lot of other comics. But you know what? Let's just keep going through Spider Man. Uh, I know I first needed to start some DC stuff, and I did, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get back to Spider Man, and then like everything was just like crazy. Okay, so we're here, and we're gonna talk about Spider Man. We're gonna talk about like Peter's, like when we get to where we're gonna talk about Peter's love life, and then it's gonna be like a love triangle, and it's just gonna be crazy. You guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know, blah blah blah. But okay, I didn't mean to say it like that, but yeah, okay. Here we go. Let me skip the page here because there's not really much to talk about here. Okay, so we start with the rivalry where these three goons are robbing a place. And then one of them says, hold it, you guys. I think I heard something. And then the other guy says, relax, Charlie. It was probably just a mouse. Okay, and then Spider Man comes out of nowhere and says, don't be shy, fella. You can say name is Spider Man. Get him. There are three, and then they say, get him. There are three of us. Can't take us all. And Spider Man starts beating them all up. And the cops come. Okay, and then the cops come and they come and arrest them. Okay. Spider Man says it's almost too easy. I've run out of enemies who can give me any real opposition. And little does Spider Man suspect that his frivolous wish is about to come true. That moment, on the outskirts of town, at the Automatic Research Center, that Dr. Octavius is there. Here comes Dr. Octavius. Dr. Octavius, why do they call him that? Okay. Dr. Octavius is called Dr. Octavius because he is a genius scientist, and he also has forearms because that thing you see on his chest, he has to wear it on his body because he ends up having an accident. Yes, such a man is Otto Octavius, better known to co-workers as Dr. Octavius. Let us watch as he conducts a nuclear experiment. Okay, so this is the accident I was talking about. So he ended up getting into some kind of accident. Let's see, where was it? Radiation meter has gone off wacky. Something is wrong there. So the radiation in his lab went off, and no one was paying attention to it, and then it exploded. And and then he ended up getting the tentacles. So he ended up getting those arm six. I don't know, like how to say this. Like the radiation, like went on to the tentacles, and like let's just say like they're now part of his body. That's that's what I was trying to say. And then okay, so the X-ray show an uncertain amount of brain damage. I'm afraid his mind has been permanently damaged. We can't remove those artificial arms of his yet. The radiation has caused them to adhere to his body. So I was gonna say something like that, but I don't know what. I don't know what adhere means. I mean, maybe it just means like be a part of his body. Okay, Dr. Ock. He woke up and he wanted to go back to doing his work, and then the doctor said that he needed to get his rest. Okay, and Dr. Octavius is thinking if they won't let him out of there, then he will break out of there. Then he uses his extra limbs to remove the bars. Oh, sorry. Then I'm pretty sure he walks out because it just shows this. Minutes later, this guy comes in, and Dr. Octavius probably hurts him very badly, okay? I know that might be offensive to YouTube, and I'm just gonna say hurt very badly. I don't want YouTube to think of I'm saying harmful things, and I'm just not gonna say the KI out word. Plus, they don't even show us, and it just like he just probably harms him really badly. And then it says, "Ha ha ha! You don't believe what you see, but is true. I'm all powerful from now on. I give the commands here." Okay. Meanwhile, at the office, J. Jonah Jameson, publisher. I want pictures of the injured scientist, Dr. Octopus, allowed to enter the Bliss private hospital. anymore. Okay, then J. Jonah Jameson says, I'm assigning you, my best man, to go get some pictures of um, Otto Octavius. And then Peter's like, remember our agreement that you never ask me how I do it. So Peter goes and gets in his Spider-Man costume. And then he's trying to figure out where Dr. Octavius is. And then he's climbing up the wall. Okay, then he sees Dr. Octavius in there with J. Jonah Jameson. Okay, J. Jonah Jameson is trying to reason with Otto Octavius. Okay, and then Otto Octavius takes his extra arms and takes his extra arms and grabs him. And shows him the power that he has. Spider-Man is taking forever to go save Jonah because he doesn't like him. And then he swoops in and he shocks Otto Octavius. Otto Octavius tries to grab him and then Spider-Man jumps. And then he flips. And then Spider-Man shoots him with the web. And then, Otto Octavius gets his arms caught in a jumble while the other arms are trying to grab Spider-Man. And then he got his other arms jumbled, and then his other arms are still trying to grab Spider-Man. He grabbed his legs and his arms, and he's holding him upside down. And Spider-Man says, I'm helpless. I can't fight all those arms once. I don't know what to do next. He's just toying with me. Now, Otto Octavius has him where he wants him, and now he's slapping him. You dared to mock me before? Why aren't you mocking me now? Where are your brave words and taunts now, Spider-Man? And then Otto Octavius throws Spider-Man outside the window. Or do you realize you really met your master and now you can leave the way you entered your new threat to me. And then Spider Man falls outside near a tree. Weak Augie, just barely conscious. Spider Man has his fall broken by a tree as he finally slumps to the ground in defeat. He beat me. I never had a chance. I didn't even give him a good fight. He could have finished me off any time he wanted to. Okay, what do I do now? I've never been beaten before. But this time my spider powers were not enough. Is this the end of Spider Man? His confidence has been shaken a little. He doesn't know if he can beat Otto Octavius. Okay, Otto Octavius is escaping, so the police. So when the police arrives, the police doesn't get him. What I meant to say, he's escaping the police. Now we follow Dr. Octavius' story. Why I'm with my arms, I can go anywhere, do anything. Fences can't stop me. No one can catch me. Now that I have reached my objective, any unlocked window will furnish an entrance for me. The security police aren't to notice an extra pipe to open the ceiling. He's gone. I can act freely. This is what I'm after, the brain center of entire atomic lab. Once I take it over, the greatest source of atomic power in the nation will be mine. It's an easy matter for Dr. Octopus to unlock a door. Out all of you, I'm taking over now. Did you see that? It was Dr. Octopus, but what's he up to? Okay, I'm not reading all that. Okay. Let's see. We've never been up against anything like this before. A brilliant scientist with superhuman powers on a mad rampage. If we can't stop him, then we must see that innocent people are not injured. And so the order goes out. No one is allowed in or out of the atomic plant. Can't figure out why the post sentries here. If Dr. Octopus tries to get out, how can we stop him? Okay, so Aunt May is wondering what's wrong with Peter because he's looking down and depressed. And then after Peter / Spider-Man got his butt beat by Dr. Octopus, his confidence got shaken. He says, I'm a failure. Spider-Man is a joke. And that's why he says that. His confidence is shaken, and that's why he says that I'm a failure and Spider-Man is a joke. And then he gets a phone call from Jonah Jameson saying that I'm not gonna get the photos that he needed, and then Spider-Man slash Peter Parker slash Spider-Man decides that he's gonna go get the pictures. But and then Aunt May asks what's wrong, and then he says it's his own personal problem. Then he says he has to go to school first. Okay, now we're at school. We're up to getting to school. Okay. Okay, let's take a break and talk about his side characters for a minute. I know it was always about Spider-Man and Peter, but let's talk about the side characters for right now. Okay, so I don't know if I can like zoom in or anything. Maybe I'd try. Hold on. Okay, this is as much as I can zoom in. Okay, so this is Flash Thompson and the other. Well, I don't know who that person is. I haven't really got to that person yet, but this here. Well, I'll edit later and put the arrows and circles later. But the two yellow-haired people are first. That's Flash Thompson, and then the other one in red is Liz Allen. So Flash Thompson is as we get more into Spider-Man's comics, Flash Thompson is Peter Parker's bully. You know, like when you go to school and like doesn't matter if you're having a good day or a bad day or just like an okay day. I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna have a bully, but it's just like there's just gonna be that person that kind of picks on you. It doesn't matter like if they're gonna pick on you, like they hate on you, or just like pick on you, like they kind of like you. Just that person that just picks on you. But this is Flash Thompson is that kind of person. He kind of likes him sometimes, but then he just I don't know, maybe he just likes to be a bully because he likes to. And Liz Allen, um she likes to flirt with Peter Parker. She always calls him Petey Parker. Well, she doesn't call him Petey Parker, but she calls him Petey. When that's like her nickname for him. Whenever they're around each other, and she flirts with him. Yeah, she looks much better like this. Anyways, that's kind of more on them. And as we go through these comics, I'll tell you more on them, and there'll probably be more side characters. I'll tell you more about them, but it's just mostly gonna be Peter Parker and Spider-Man for right now. Okay, so Peter goes to school, and okay, and the Fantastic Four. He says, "I was asked here to tackle Doctor Octopus, but that's not the important part. No. That's not the important part. I mean, yeah, it is kind of the important part that he was asked to take down Doctor Octopus, but what he says is not the important part. Hold on, we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. He says, he lost his. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was too busy talking about other stuff. I've used my flame so much recently, I have to wait a few days to let it get strong again. Okay, and then while I'm waiting, your principal asked me to address you. Okay, so that's the important part. Anyways, Peter Parker says, if only I had his power, his confidence, but that's easy when you've never been beaten. So that's the other important part. Okay, so now, so Human Torch gives this speech. If I don't know. Now the important part here is what he tells everyone in the crowd, and Peter is, and Peter gets his confidence back, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go be Spider-Man again," and then he goes and takes down Dr. Octopus, which we'll get to in a minute. Okay, he says this. Now for a party. Oh, I skipped the other part because that was hub. That was a piece of garbage. You just said stuff about how like the thing helped him with like his homework, and then like he used like his flame to like how like what he would get, like it was like just numbers in the air with his flame. Anyways, this is the important part. Now for parting thoughts. Stick to your schoolwork and do your best in your studies. Don't be discouraged if it sometimes seems tough. The important thing is never give up. Remember that, never give up. Okay, now if Human Torch tells not just Peter Parker, because Peter Parker was listening, if Peter Parker tells everybody in the school to never give up, and then Peter Parker's like, oh my gosh, how the hell can I lose my confidence when the Human Torch, the guy that I look up to, tells everybody, even me, to never give up. And then he's like, okay, so I'm being dumb. I shouldn't have been like, oh, I'm gonna give up. When Dr. Octopus like just attacked me once, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna give up. And then he's like, oh, okay, I'm never gonna give up, and I'm gonna give Spider-Man another try. And that's exactly what he does. He's like, ability alone enough is one lesson I've learned from my partnership with the Fantastic Four. It's almost as though he's talking to me. And then he says even the Fantastic Four have had defeats, but we always come back. Our motto is never say die. He's right. By golly, he's right. Now, all of that I just said, that is all the important stuff. Okay, then he goes over to the Human Torch. He puts his hand on the Human Torch's shoulder because he thought the Human Torch was talking to him alone and not everybody else. Then he says, I want to thank you for that speech. I'll never forget what you said today. It meant a lot to me. And then the Human Torch didn't know he thought that he was talking to him. He thought he was just talking to everybody, and he's like, huh? Oh, sure, sure. Glad you enjoyed it, fella. So, what does Peter Parker slash Spider-Man do after hearing that speech? Sorry, I didn't mean to. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp. Okay, so what does Peter Parker slash Spider-Man do when he goes straight home? He goes straight home to put on the Spider-Man suit and mask because he heard the Human Torch's speech and he's like, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna continue to be Spider-Man. And if a guy like Otto Octavius beats me up and if I'm not dead by the next day, I will continue to be Spider-Man again. That's what he was like. Okay, so Spider-Man swings to the factory where Dr. Octavius is. But the strange scientist has eyes everywhere and it's Spider-Man again. Well, this time he won't be so lucky this time. I'll finish him for good. Okay, so Spider-Man's got some cords. Okay, now to find Dr. Octavius. Once again, at the last second, Spider Instinct saves him from sudden defeat. Oh, I've got you, Spider-Man. What? Oh, no, you don't. And then one of his arms hits him and knocks him out. Okay, just hits him. Now to get out of reach and watch what happens. You hope to defeat me with a foolish thing like this? You must be mad. Oh, I see. It's a chemical which fuses my metal arms together. Clever. I can take care of that easily after I diffuse of you for good. Slowly in. Never mind. Okay, so Spider-Man. I was just trying to see. I was just trying to read what he said for you, but I was like, nah, I can't read that. Okay, so he shoots at him and then he grabs it. Okay, and then his arms keep coming at him. Okay, and then he's got him. He's wrapped up. He wrapped his leg up. And he shot him in the face. Even though he can no longer see me, his other arms are now around me, pulling me toward him with incredible strength. Okay, and then he got him off. Okay, and then he says, "Give up, fool. Sooner or later, you'll have to let go, and then I'll have you." Okay, and then Spider Man says, "I got one chance, but I've got to time it to the split second or I'm finished." And then he says, "Now." And then he hits Dr. Octavius in the face. Okay. And then we kind of go back to like the first scene where he webs him up. And then later at the sentry post outside the atomic plant, "Captain, we've been hearing noises inside there, late at like a fight. Someone must have snaked past us and look over there. It's the sign of Spider Man. There he is. He's waving to us to come on." "Careful, pal. No telling what's going on. You're telling me I'm gonna shoot first and ask questions later." And then they find Dr. Octopus all webbed up. "Look, it's Dr. Octopus. He's all tied up and helpless. Don't just stand there. Get me out of this." And then Spider Man goes to greet his friend, Human Torch. "Good news, Torch. Your temperature is down and virus is gone. By now, Flame should be working at full strength." "Great, Doc. I want to show my partners in the Fantastic Four that can tackle Dr. Octopus alone." "Flame on!" And now for relax, Torch. Dr. Octopus has been captured already. "Thanks to you, Torch, Octopus is safely under wraps and I owe you. Additionally, thanks because if not for you, Spider-Man might have been finished too." "Huh?" "So long, Torch. See you around, pal. Flamin' fireballs. I don't get it. What did I do?" The next day, the Human Torch gives a plus pounding demonstration of his full powers before returning to his headquarters. "Wish Spider-Man was still around to join me in the show, but I don't know where he cut out to. Now there's my idea of a hero, the Human Torch, a guy like Spider-Man. To Why don't you watch and see what a real man is like, Bookworm? Someday I'll tell you why. Hotmouth, and I'll sure gonna enjoy it. Yes, sure, it's gonna be a real pleasure." Spider Man and Human Torch are really good friends, but they don't know their secret identities. Like, Spider Man doesn't know who. I mean, Johnny Storm doesn't know that. Um, what I'm trying to say is Johnny Storm doesn't know that Spider Man is Peter Parker, and Spider Man doesn't know that. Let me see if I can find it here. That's a human. that the Human Torch is Johnny Storm. They don't know that, like, in their secret identities, that they're like they're superhero people. You know what I mean? And I'll have to like edit it for you guys. Um, and as we go on, their their friendship will grow a lot, but they'll just not know. Like Johnny just won't know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.